Arrogant.
I'll tell you.
And it's going to cost certainly billions and billions. And if they improve the signalling, as I understand it, on the existing line, then it would take journey times down and there'd be plenty of capacity. So,
to be fair, he answered some of the things that we wanted to, but he won't answer the stop bit.
The why the hell are you doing it bit?
Yeah, that bit.
It was a very, don't tell me, it's a very strategic project.
Yes.
That's
strategic for the UK and the visionary.
But it is too small a country to have this train set.
He's closed-minded.
Go on, who's going to speak to him? When he comes out, he's going to come and talk to someone. Someone's got to ask him a question. Normally someone... Go for it. 267% increase in passenger numbers, they predict.
Where are they going to get them from?
Yeah, where are these people going to come from?
We're not in Hong Kong.
Yeah. Ask him that.
Yeah, go on, ask him.
Ask him
Where are you going to get the money from?
what else is going to get cut to pay for this thing?
Child benefit you want?
Yeah. Well, no, that's a very good question, actually. You, Mr. Hammond, said that before the election that he was the one who said that child benefit wouldn't be cut.
Oh, well, we want to ask him that then.
So why can we trust him on any of this?
Someone that's earning £44,000 a year should be able.
It doesn't matter. He said it wouldn't be cut.
Yeah.
Forget the argument as to why that's right.
Yeah.
He said it wouldn't happen. It's happening. So why should we trust him on anything else?
Yeah, exactly. You can't trust any of them.
That's pretty much the general consensus. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't trust them.
We've only just woken up to Lichfield, so I think if it starts building momentum the way it has done over the last couple of months, then we might have a chance of getting a few more people involved, and people are voters and voters.
Yeah, that's the key factor. Have you heard? Is he going to come out?
No, it's just said he's going to come out.
He's going to come out.
It's going to come out. You ready?
He said he's definitely going to come out.
Good.
We think if it's not economic and it's not environmental, it's not economic, so don't do it. Do something else. Do the east-west thing, which will benefit the north much better than sucking business down to London, which I think this line will do.
I mean, the children are our future.
Huh? No, this railway line's our future, allegedly.
No, not our future.
Well, don't look. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. It's just warming up with me.
Yeah, that's it.
Our parking tickets will have run out.
Yeah, I know he's gone outside. I'm not shouting at you, darling.
No, I know. I get it a lot.
Hello.
Can you tell me how many passengers are going to be using this train?
Well, it's not for me to decide how many passengers. There'll be 900 seats on a train. There'll be 400-metre long trains, and we publish the demand passenger projections using the standard rail model. That's all in the public domain. But of course, the number of people that actually use it will depend on how attractive the service is.
It's going to be like the toll road then, another white elephant.
Well, look,
It's not going to stop in Lichfield.
no, it's not going to stop in Lichfield.
Spend the money on something useful.
Spend the money on education or health.
Yes, well, we're up to our next debt in England.
Spend our money on it.
But I can tell you, yes, it's not through somebody's fault. We know whose fault. But I can tell you, I'll answer that in a moment. I can tell you that we are not going to solve Britain's problems by refusing to invest in our future. If we are going to get out,
You're not going to solve the problem by building a big
we are
train
going to get
set.
out of this crisis, and we're going to see our economy growing, maintaining our prosperity against global competition. We have to invest in infrastructure. Let me tell you, the problem this country has is not that we've invested too much in the past. It's that we've invested too little and spent too much. So we have to focus on investing.
Use the existing infrastructure then.
Let's talk about. We talked about Trent Valley.
The gentleman there said there are no benefits for this area. There's a benefit for the whole country from having a high-speed rail network, faster economic greater prosperity.
Will you
You say you do not want it, but the job of government is to balance the national interest against the local impact.
But you've already got
Of course, that's what we're
already
doing.
got a high-speed train.
You've only got to spend
We need additional capacity.
Yes, it's not coming past your house, is it?
Very
It's not in your backyard.
So it's about backyards, is it?
No, that's why there's 50 alliance groups.
Yeah, no, we have discussed the route, and actually I think we had a very constructive meeting. Lichfield Action Group
Well, we
said...
weren't there, Michael, to listen to it.
Well, we had a...
That hasn't come into it now. They're just on about putting it straight through Whittington, our village, and wrecking.
No, we're not going to go through Whittington. It's not... Of course it's not going to go through Whittington. But we had to have a very, very constructive meeting, and we had to limit the numbers, and there were about 12, 15 people there. If we'd had all of us there, we wouldn't have actually had a constructive meeting. We've all made it very, very clear to the
We've had a
Secretary of
longer
State.
meeting than we planned.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, look, there's two ways to conduct a discussion like this. Either we can have a constructive engagement, there will be a long consultation in the new year with lots of information disseminated, lots of chance for people to make their voices heard, or we can have a shouting
And ignored.
match. If you want to have a shouting match, you can have a shouting match, but that isn't the constructive
We're
way.
not listening to anybody. You're
going
going
to
to so many votes.
In a couple of months' time, 2 or 3 months' time, correct me if I got it wrong, in a couple of months' time there's going to be a new preferred route. We're going to look at that route, then you can see what you think about it. At the same time, there's 2 consultations going on. One is whether or not HS2 is the way to go in the first place, but secondly, if HS2 is the right way to go, what route it should take.
You've already announced the next stage, though, so what's the point of having a
To
consultation?
make their voices heard.
Why don't you put it underground through a tunnel when they've gone under the channel? Well, they've done it all in
You've already
tunnels
done
now.
this 4-track line up to Scotland on the existing network with, as I understand it, with very little expenditure compared with the 60 billion that this is going to cost.
It won't cost
If
60
you
billion. It doesn't
increase-
cost anything like 60 billion.
Well, nobody's
The
put
West
a-
Coast Main
no-
Line upgrade cost, I think, 9 billion pounds in the end.
Right, and if you spent a little bit
Look.
more in increase, as I understand it, if you spent a little bit more on the signalling structure for that line, you could increase the capacity and the running times.
The challenges
Going up to
are
Scotland. You're only
around.
saving
The
20 minutes.
challenges are around persuading people not to fly, to use the rail from Manchester, from Glasgow, from Edinburgh, getting them onto rail. And you need to get journey times down, and that means you need to get speed. But you will do it.
So why is it
Lady
just
there says
connecting
you'll never do
airports?
it. Look what's happened in France. Journeys that people
It's
use
not
regularly,
halfway
journeys
We've
that
got more
people.
land than we have.
Journeys that people use regularly to fly are now done by train all the time. There is almost no air traffic between Paris and Brussels anymore because it's a high-speed rail link. I'm going to have to go, I'm afraid, but it's been a very constructive meeting today. Michael and Chris are representing your interests, and your local representatives today have made a very good case. They've presented me with lots of additional information. It will all be taken into consideration, and you will have an opportunity in the consultation to make your voices heard.
And God help it does.
We've just got to build the momentum. Stop HS2 have got to build the momentum and get numbers of people. They've got to get people who and people make voters. If we can change them, then we still might have a chance. That's the important thing. We've got to get the message across to Manchester and the North East and to other places that they're not going to benefit out of this. Now, he's saying that I was negative when I brought that up in the meeting. He said, "Oh, I despair, people are negative," and I genuinely.
That's when he hasn't got an answer.
Yeah, I genuinely believe that it will suck business away from these few places. I think the best way to regenerate the North is get proper jobs there, do the East-West links far better,
Yes.
and get us manufacturing things up there. That's the best way to regenerate the North, not for a white elephant train going up there. What do I know?